If you're not familiar with elderberry, this is a berry that comes from the elder tree, which is found pretty much throughout the world, well known for its use in European as well as American herbalism. This isn't a berry quite like strawberries or blueberries that you eat for the flavor. It's a bit stronger than those. One of the things that's really cool about the elderberry is how potent it is in helping to support the body, specifically the immune system, and with oxidation as well. So with our elderberry extract, this is some of the most concentrated stuff you'll find on the market. It is a 64-to-1 extract, which means that 64 pounds of elderberries are used in order to make 1 pound of this extract. And this extract is done with a patent pending, I believe it is, not quite patented yet, technology that is extracted through a membrane. In doing this, they're able to do it without the use of any maltodextrin or any fillers. It's still standardized to that because they're new in this process, but they're able to do it completely without maltodextrin. So we're happy to be able to bring that to you. Some other things to note about this elderberry. It's not quite standardized, but it is measured at a level of at least 13% anthocyanins. Anthocyanins being this deep dark color that you can see here, an antioxidant that is extremely strong and powerful in the body, and that's giving you some of the benefits. But one of the main reasons we decided to release elderberry is that in everything we have at Lost Empire Herbs currently, there's a lot of stuff that supports the immune system, but more in a kind of lifestyle supporting it, really that idea of radiant health, taking the things before you're sick in order to help prevent that in the first place. Elderberry, it certainly can do that as a maintenance thing, but it has been shown in some scientific studies that when people are taking it when they have the cold or the flu, various viruses such as these, that it shortens the amount of time those people spend sick. Lessens the symptoms, shortens the window of time. And who doesn't want to get that kind of benefit? So this is a great thing to have just as a backup for you should you need it. I would highly recommend everyone to pick up at least one bag of this to have it available. And a couple ways you can use it. Of course, if you get sick, then you're going to want to load up on elderberry. But you can also, if you are around people that are sick, or it's just flu season, whatever like that, take it as a preventative measure. And it can absolutely help like that. Because it's not just about being having access to these germs that are floating around in the air and whatnot, right? Really, this bacteria, these viruses are around everywhere, essentially. It is your body's immune system that needs to have the capability to fight it off because you're gonna be exposed to those germs whether you want to or not. You can hide out blanking on the guy's name, Howard Hughes, right? And try to clean everything, but you cannot get rid of bacteria. You cannot get rid of viruses. We look at a hospital, right? And they try to do this because of infections and all the things that happen there. And what happens is the most potent, the most powerful of the bacteria and viruses stay around that can't be sanitized out, right? Whereas you go out to nature in a forest, and because of the essential oils in the air and whatnot, oftentimes those places can be cleaner. The air in there can be cleaner than in a hospital. But I'm getting a little bit off subject here. So about the elderberry, really cool stuff. The recommended dose is 1/8 of a teaspoon, which is approximately 350 milligrams of powder. I'm not so exact. You don't need to be exact with your herbs. So I'll just take a normal teaspoon and put something like that and throw that into water. And although we're giving you this specific amount, you can do less. Really on a maintenance dose, the people that make this recommend 100 milligrams per day, and that's going to be like a 32nd of a teaspoon. So you're not going to quite be able to measure that out. But you can notice it coming through here, and it really dissolves easily into water. You can also do more. When you are sick or when you're around people, you may want to do 1/8 of a teaspoon a couple times a day, even 1/4 of a teaspoon. Of course, there is an upper limit, and that will change from person to person, but this is cool stuff. You can really play around with it. The taste is quite sour with a little bit of a berry-esque flavor to it. I find it quite well. Tastes quite good, and you can mix it with other herbs. You can take it with all kinds of other things. For my little infant daughter, she got sick recently, and I was giving her this. I was actually putting a little bit of the powder inside of a blueberry, which she loves blueberries, and that was a way I could introduce this to her. It is a very safe, non-toxic stuff, even in big dosages. Of course, when you're working with infants, always start on the cautious side with a very small amount. I've been adding kombucha, doing all kinds of things with this amazing herb. So that's a little bit about our elderberry. Once again, I do recommend that you just have this on hand for when you need it. This can be a great thing to travel with too. Just think about all the exposure you get on an airplane, an airport, or hanging around other people. This is amazing stuff to have on hand. It's going to be my go bag when I'm traveling around throughout the world, absolutely from here on out.